Procedure 402, pay for meals and mileage. Meals provided by MCI. A. MCI will pay for employee meals as described below when employees are traveling to and from or working at a non-local worksite. See the definition of non-local worksite in the rule on pay. B. MCI will not pay for meals eaten or purchased less than 45 miles from the employee's residence or less than 45 miles from the employee's home MCI facility. C. In order to be paid for meals, the employee must provide proof of purchase by providing MCI with a receipt for the purchase. If paying for multiple employees, write the names of all employees on the receipt. D. MCI will pay for meals at the following rates. Any cost in excess of these rates must be paid by the employee. MCI will only pay for breakfast, which must be eaten or purchased between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. MCI will pay up to $8 per employee, including tip. Lunch, which is a meal eaten or purchased between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. MCI will pay up to $10 per employee, including tip. Dinner, which is a meal eaten after 3 p.m., MCI will pay up to $14 per employee, including tip. E. Tips. MCI will pay for tips if they are appropriately documented, but only up to 15% of the entire bill. Mileage paid by MCI. MCI will pay mileage for an employee's vehicle at the rate of 54 cents per mile when A. The employee has prior approval from MCI to drive his or her own vehicle on MCI business, and B. MCI has agreed in advance to reimburse the employee for mileage. MCI will usually approve of an employee using his or her own car on MCI business when the use of the employee's own car does not cause extra work or expense or potential liability for MCI. For example, 3 employees are directed to meet at an MCI facility and then take an MCI truck to a local job site. If employee A asks for permission to drive directly from his or her home to the job site rather than driving to the MCI facility first, that request might be approved if MCI had no particular reason for wanting the employee to visit the MCI facility at that time. The employee would not, however, be reimbursed for mileage because it doesn't help MCI in any way to have the employee taking his own car. C. MCI will usually agree to reimburse the employee for mileage when the use of the employee's own car reduces MCI's costs or is otherwise helpful. For example, employees A and B are at a non-local job 300 miles from the local MCI facility, and MCI decides that employee C should go to help them. If the truck at the job site with A and B has all the equipment and supplies needed for the job, and if the crew is scheduled to return to the local MCI facility immediately after the job, then MCI would probably approve employee C's request to drive his or her own personal vehicle to the job site and be reimbursed for mileage. Reimbursing the employee for mileage would be less expensive for MCI than having the employee drive a second MCI truck to the job site. And that is procedure 402, pay for meals and mileage.